Today I want to tell you a lot more about Corfe Castle. By the end of this video I hope you will have been on a discovery of the castle and know a lot more about its history. And maybe you'll know a lot more about the actual village of Corfe Castle and what to find there. Now, this castle was originally built by the Normans, and in the reign of King John it had prisoners of war, dukes from France, and it wasn't a particularly savoury place to be. However, King John very much liked it because he enjoyed hunting in the area. Now, the downfall of the castle came after Elizabeth had sold it on to Christopher Hatton, who then sold it to the Banks family. And in 1643, England was at war with itself, Parliament against the King. And the Banks family were very much on the side of the King. And John Banks was very important. He was the Lord Chief Justice to the King. Well, Mary Banks held out against the parliamentary forces twice, in 1643 and 1645, but unfortunately in 1646 she was betrayed and they entered the castle. It wasn't immediately then that Cromwell sent his troops to destroy the castle. She was given safe. His forces returned and, as you can see, undermined the castle, intent on destroying it so it could not be used against them again. This is the bailey of the castle, and I once came to a community play here, and it was a fantastic play, but it was in the middle of August, and although this would appear to be a nice sunny spot today, in the middle of August, on an August evening, it was absolutely freezing. Now, the name Corfe comes from, I think, the Anglo-Saxon of gap in the hills. And we have a gap in the hills here, and you can see out towards Poole Harbour, Poole and Bournemouth. So this was a very important strategic place. The line was closed by the Beats and Cuts The line ran from Wareham down to Swanage and was incredibly popular in the summer months. However, in the late 60s it closed and the line was taken up very quickly. However, it wasn't long between then and a bunch of volunteers getting together to form a rescue committee. And I do remember in the late 70s things being done at Swanage station and lots of talk, and a few years later they got the line running as far as Corfe, and it actually does link up to Wareham, but because of complications it's very difficult for trains to run all the way to Wareham. However, this stretch from Swanage up to Norden works very well, and it's a very popular summer attraction, and they've done the station, as you can see, absolutely beautifully. All credit to the volunteers.